We have seen very clearly this past week the cost of standing for the sake of truth. And it has been a very long time since we have seen somebody who was killed on our soil, not because of a drug deal gone bad, not because of some random act of violence, not because of a flare of anger, but because of his vigorous, unyielding adherence to the truth of Scripture. Now, do not be distracted by people who say that this is only a political issue. And to make it only about that devalues what that man was trying to do, which is challenging the lies of sin and immorality in places that were very dark. And what he was doing was not retreating, and it was not radical. What he was doing is called Christian. This is Christianity 101, where the truths of Scripture ought to frame everything. It ought to, you ought not to have a belief that is not framed by what Christ said. If you call yourself a Christian, it ought to change your politics, your religion, your entertainment, your relationships, what you buy, what you watch, every single thing. Because if He is Lord of all, everything else is subservient to what He says. And so what made him different in this moment is that he took the fight right on to the turf of the enemy. And that is college campuses with young people, and he was causing them to think differently. This was a clash between the kingdom of darkness and the kingdom of light. And he was targeted and he was taken out, plain and simple. Now, this happens internationally all the time, but we don't hear about it, but it is on our soil now. But Christ never promised to make us safe in this world. What He promised is to make us holy and to make us like Himself. And be assured, though, the outcome is not in question. Evil will not win the day. God's sovereignty has the last word, okay? This was a collision of spiritual forces, and we as believers must see it that way to understand what is going on in our culture right now. So open your eyes to what's really going on, and then every day, with every decision, with every choice, make it a conscious opportunity to honor the one who has called you out of the darkness and into His marvelous light. So stand firm in your calling, no matter what it costs, and live as God's holy priesthood, His royal nation, fully devoted, fully present, and fully obedient. And the charge for us today is the same thing that Joshua gave to the Israelites as he was passing off the scene and handing governorship of Israel over to the judges. He told them, he said, choose you this day whom you will serve, and begin in your heart, for me, answer like he did and say, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.